Hey y'all, what's up? I hope you guys are having a great day. Me not so much. To me today, I had a pretty good day. I was a little tired earlier today. I found out I had a sinus infection. I missed my homecoming, which sucked because there was 60,000 people in a row. You know your homecoming is real if you have snipers on the roof, okay? To make sure nothing happens. But luckily for HBCUs, not unless an outsider comes in or a racist person or something like that comes in and starts stuff, we don't get into confrontations and stuff like that during our homecomings because we want to continue to have them. Like, we're going to be ratchet, but we're going to be civil, okay? And the game doesn't matter to us about the game. It's all about the camaraderie, watching the bands, watching the cheerleaders, watching the dancers. We can care less about the score. Well, at least in my homecoming. Now, I don't know about other homecomings. Other HBCUs are trying to clown us and stuff because we lost. But listen, when I was attending there, we ain't won a game. And they practice every week. And we could care less. The bonfire and stuff on the yard with the fireworks, the hanging on the yard, the day parties, the comedy shows, the night parties, the parades, the fashion shows, the step shows, the gospel concert, the alumni concert, the regular concert, the go-go's. If you're from the DMV or know somebody from DMV, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody had a horse riding through the city, through the campus, motorcycles, old people, golf carts, tailgates. Like, it's just life. So today's Raw was pretty standard. I don't know if it was my TV. It might have been my TV. Okay, I'm going to get into that later. First of all, when I got caught on live, I do a watch along every week with some of my friends. It was 8:03. Seth and Bronson was going at each other in the ring. Okay? And when I saw Bronson had went through the ring, I went through the announcer table and it broke. So either they had the cheap announcement tables again today, or they had the expensive one and just had a backup. Because if I recall, the announcement table was back up. Okay. Then Damage Control was talking trash. When Damage Control came out and started talking trash, Liv and Raquel was like, hold on. Like, if it's something about Rhea, like, basically, we don't want to hear it. Who was back there? Jackie Redmond. But I didn't like, okay, I like Jackie. Like the hair color, okay? I know Philly this time of year is cold. Philly only gets warm from, like, June, maybe May. Maybe the second half of May to, like, the first half of August. So what is that, 3 months? The rest of the months be like, you get what we give you. Philly. I got family there. It's 2.5 hours away from the DMV where I'm from. So, like, it was not, we were there often. We have family in, like, West and South Philly mainly. Some in North Philly, some in Jersey. So, yeah. But Philly ain't what it used to be either. No place is what it used to be. It's some places that, like, maybe if you're like an old hick town, something like that, it's changed, but a slow change, so it'll always be the same. But if you evolve as a person, it's not the same to you anymore because you evolved as a person. Okay, so Damage Control ended up fighting Liv and Raquel. Okay. And what had me before that was Raquel did a promo of how Rhea's not going to come for Liv no more, how she was gone, but now she's back, and this, that, and the third, and from the watch along, I couldn't even remember, and they was like, yeah, she popped her shoulder out or whatever. Like, she caused Liv to damage her shoulder, but they was like, if it wasn't for the shoulder damage, it was like, basically they were saying, like, it's a blessing in disguise. Because if it wasn't for the shoulder damage or her getting the shoulder, she wouldn't have known there was other stuff going on with her body or her shoulder that they had to look at. So basically, like, Liv should be thanking Rhea, which could be used in a promo if she hasn't used that yet. Like, use that. First, then, speaking of, I don't know who watches this from WWE. Y'all need to cut me a check. I'm just playing. But I'm like the stuff I see on YouTube, I'm like, I literally talked about that 2 days ago. And then, like, the next day, it pops up on YouTube. And I'm like the whole thing about Gunther. And I was like, this man's been savage for the past, 6 months to a year. And then, like, a 8-minute clip of, like, the top 10 times he's been savage since he's had the IC channel. So I was like, okay. And then the whole Bron versus Bronson thing. And, because I always said I wanted Bronson Reed versus Braun Breaker, or Braun Strowman versus Braun Breaker, or Bronson Reed versus Braun Strowman, and I got that. Okay. Also liked Dragunov versus Braun, but Dragunov is out. To me, they are my Carmelo versus Andrade for Raw. And then that's what they are. So, but we can't get that right now. Yeah, so Damage Control ended up fighting. Oh, they had a beef and they was like, we're going to fight. They're going to fight. Y'all going to fight later. Adam. So then New Day fought AOP. I didn't know Lillian was back. So I was like, where is Sam at? Is this a one-time thing or is this a permanent thing? Then I go on her page on Twitter. Then I look at it. I get sad. I look at the comments like Logan Paul. These people are sad. So then I go on her Instagram and I'm like real sad because I'm like, I don't know if she's going to end up at AEW, which he says she's not, but that could be a lie just to save, just to try to dispute the rumors. And then people's like, she's working on her singing career, which she could very much do both because unlike WWE, which I love, the stories and stuff like that, AEW gives, I don't know about owning names and stuff. Well, from what I heard, he don't take their names and stuff. But, because he's more of a fan when it comes to the company than the business person. That's why I heard that they had issues with, like, the writing and stuff like that. I watched a couple episodes. I'm not totally in. I'm more so in now that, Shelton is on there and stuff like that. The gold standard. But, and also WWE, just trademark Tribal Chief. And y'all been using that for 4 years. That's crazy. Or did it take that long to get a trademark? Because I'm like, well, that's, wow. Okay. Second of all, okay. So it was she could, and I was like, when I read this letter and stuff on her Instagram and everything's blacked out, I'm legit sad. I was about to cry. Okay. Because I started watching, and I say this every couple videos, April or May of 2022. Okay. She was on World's Undisputed Championship, but she was on Raw. I watch Raw, but she was on SmackDown. Real heavy before she got drafted. Her fiance, I was gonna say, her husband. And so Sam is one of those things that's been consistent in the 2.5, almost 3 years I've been watching. And I'm not a fan of change like that, in the sense of I don't like surprises. Like with Kayla, I think she posted up a week or two in advance that she would be leaving. So for me, I already knew it was coming. So I wasn't, you know what I'm saying, grieving it as much. And then I saw clips on YouTube and stuff like that where people were thanking her, stuff like that. Now, from what I've seen on my timeline, it was Sam quit. Instead of give her I don't know what that means though. Like, did she instantly quit, or was it like a 2 weeks notice thing, like Kayla, and didn't nobody know but us, like them, you know what I'm saying, and like the people at WWE, because, or was it like an instant quit, because like she wants to focus on her daughter and her music and like whatever else, but it just sucks, man. Because, like, I know Alicia and I know Mike, and them two switching wasn't really that bad for me because I watched NXT enough to know Alicia's voice, and I watched when Mike got drafted from Raw SmackDown enough to know his voice. So when I go on NXT, hearing his voice is not like a bad change for me. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But Sam has always been on the main TV. And then on the PLE, she's always been on TV. So for her to be gone and then they come back with Lillian, who retired, so they must have had to give her a guap of money, you hear me, to come out of retirement. Because you couldn't find nobody else. It's a girl I follow on Twitter that's a black ring announcer. I should put her name if I find her, because I commented on her clothes. I'm gonna put her name on this video. Y'all hire her, okay? Lillian might want the money. She might miss it, you know what I'm saying? But to get back in the swing of things and stuff like that, like, we need freshness. We don't need repeats of what we had. And that's what I think I have the issue with. I have the issue with that. Like, tonight, the crowd was lackluster, which for me is not normal for Philly. Like, normally when I be like, top cities that have, like, give us the most crowd participation and stuff like that, Philly is always in it with any sport for me. Green Bay or Wisconsin is always, that's why they go 700 times over there. I'm like, Chicago is always one. Them three are like consistent for me. And, excuse me, they say MSG, but Madison Square Garden to me is not as live as Brooklyn. Like, if I'm gonna go to New York, I'm going to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like, no shade to Madison Square. It's very much of a lot of history for a lot of things there. But you gonna get the nitty gritty, and you gonna get all that in Brooklyn. So, like, it's some other cities too, but I know for a fact, like, those cities, you're gonna get your life. Okay? You're gonna get your life. So, Philly wasn't it to me. And I don't know if it was because all the changes, or the match lines ups, or the stories. And honestly, I'm trying to think. The match lineups were okay. Something was off where they weren't feeling it today. They weren't feeling it today. And I think it was her. Like, people was like, oh, she got to get used to it. And the funny thing is, it's a lot of people in the comments on Twitter that's like, Lillian is great, but she's no Sam. And the funny thing, and that's so funny to me, but it shows how, like, great you are at your craft. Because when she first got there, she said to the main roster, she was like, people were like, oh, no, you're no Lillian. Or you're no, what's homeboy name? They used to do the announcements. And he's famous for the rated R superstar. I can't think of his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't think of his name. My mind's going blank. It's 10:21. I gotta take my medicine. I need to go to bed. But like, they was like, Sam's know her, but now she's gone. She's like, people are like, and then somebody I follow put up her announcing Imperium, and I almost cried. I'm very much emo. So, like, it's just that I'm happy that, like, people are elevating and going and doing what they want to do and doing what they love to do. But it just sucks because I'm like, will you ever come back or no? And if not, it's cool. And if she blows up like The Rock, that's fine. That's fine too. And we'll remember, like, her from here. I remember from I See Your Voice, the TV show. Because when she showed a clip for me, I said, that sure was her. But I didn't know she was tried out for WWE during that time, like, or after. I remember her from that. So, if she does blow up like he does, The Rock or Beyonce or something like that, the new generation will know her for that stuff. And then old generation will know her for WWE. It depends on, like my son at one point, he knew Dwayne Johnson as the actor. And when he got into wrestling, and I was like, I'm going to show you the wrestling I grew up watching, Attitude Era and stuff. Now he knows Dwayne Johnson and The Rock as both. But, yeah. So, the New Day, yeah, because it threw me off when she announced the New Day. The New Day versus AOP, basically the whole Final Testament came out. It was crazy to me that Miz was sitting there. Karrion was talking to Miz like he converted him like he was his disciple or whatever. They were fighting. In the middle of their ring fight, R-Truth came out and started beating the Miz. And then Karrion tried to like interfere. He got hit too. And AOP was looking over, and Kofi ended up getting the tag and winning, which I'm happy that New Day won. So then they would start beating up Truth. And Kofi was trying to go help, because you know Kofi is a helper. And my thought was, he's helping New Day not only because he's getting his look back on Miz, but because Kofi and Truth used to be a tag team. That was my thought. So they cool. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that Woods was excited that they won, then was like, no, don't go back. Help them. Don't go back and help them. So my thought was like, is you with Karrion already and you ain't telling us? Like, what's happening? Right? What's happening? And you know what's so funny is people now are swayed that Kofi's going to turn on Woods. Because a lot of people's like, Woods going to turn on Kofi. And a lot of people now are saying, Kofi's going to turn on Woods. The funny thing would be if Woods tries to turn on Kofi, or does, and tries to attack Kofi, and then Kofi ends up winning the little impromptu battle, and then that starts a whole thing. That would be the funny part, because I'm be like, you did that and still lost. So after they were beating up Truth, I don't know where the hell he went. Them lights went out. The music came on, Wyatt 6 music. We saw Nikki or Sister Abigail beating up Scarlett. Then the look on Miz's face, the cameraman had me crying because they showed his face up close. And when they showed his face up, then he tried to hide his face. Then he was like this in the middle of the ring, like he was in a tornado drill. I said, what is happening? Like, everybody's talking, and Joe talking about some, everybody's going for everybody one-on-one. I'm like, Miz in the middle of the ring like he in elementary school. Which I don't understand why we had to put our hands behind our heads in middle school with a tornado drill. I'm like, if a tornado swept through the school, we still gonna get picked up. Like, that never made sense to me. And my son and them still do that to this day. Every one day out of the year, they have a tornado drill. But this right here, like, what is that going to do? Not like we had a belt strap tied to us like Twister. Okay? Which scares the hell out of me. Like, that scares the hell out of me. 2 things on earth I'm scared of, terrified of. Tornadoes, never seen one up close. The movie Twister was enough. And then watching it surround sound at a young age was enough for me. And the ocean. Like, I'm not, love the water, been on the cruise. I'm not one of the people that's going scuba dive, nothing like that. Like, I've almost drowned when I was little. I have PTSD. I know how to swim if need be, but I'm not doing it. Not doing it. So I'm like, why this man got a whole, why he doing it? So then, was it Dexter that was messing with him? No, No, it was I got him. Okay. And then Damage Control ended up going against Raquel and Liv, and it was a pretty solid match. And then during that match, Io and Lash had got into it. And I'm loving the fact that they're mixing in Lash and Io in the mix, because I think they're the only solid tag team on NXT. Like, they got the, what the hell are them girls called? Fatal Influence. But that's a team of 3. That's not really a tag team. That's more like a mini faction or a trio. So, and Wendy Chu and Homegirl, they just became allies. So they're not really, so to have Lash and them come up is gonna be interesting. Lash and them can hang with the big dogs. And for me, if they end up on Raw, it'll bring more spice to Raw, because back 6 months ago, 2 years to 6 months, 6 months to 2 years ago, like I said, the women carried Raw. If the men's stuff was lackluster, people, you would look forward to a women's match, main event or something like that. Promos, you will look forward to a tag match. You know what I'm saying? The women was holding down, like Bianca and Damage Control, Nia and Nia had a thing with Rhea. Rhea had a thing with Raquel. Becky had a thing with Nia. It was some other one. I think Becky had a thing with Liv. But this before she left. Like, not recent one. But like, it was a whole thing. So I think they're trying to get back to that, because lately the women have been, but I kind of like it being one tag team. People are saying like they need to redo the women's tag team belts, because all the other belts got a redo. Well, the U.S. belt ain't get no redo, right? When they get that U.S. title, but I kind of like it, because I feel like Jade and Bianca could go heel. Jade is a really good heel. She's a really good heel. She has really good promo skills, and we know Bianca is a heel. If you watch her old NXT stuff, she's a really good heel too. She kind of low key. She's like an anti-hero right now, because it doesn't really differentiate. Like, the kids love her because she's all about like representation and positivity. But if you listen to her promos, them is not glory and sunshine face promos. Especially when she posts stuff on Twitter. And I'm like when she toasted with the Meta Girls phone, she was like, how you can't be mad from outside of the club. How you gonna get in? Even though they're music lyrics. And I'm like, that is such a heel response. Like, girl, just WWE, just turn them heel. Okay? But then you be like, all the women's are heel. Unholy Union, Damage Control, what's that name of them people I hate? I hate their name. What is it? Pure Fusion Collective. I hate that name. I don't hate them. That name sucks. All of them are heels. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Then if you get Liv and Raquel in the mix again, because Raquel is back, and then we tried to do the solo thing with her, because I used to say I wanted a triple threat match with her, Rhea, and Bianca, because they all said that they could lift 300 pounds and find out which is the ultimate powerhouse. But when she went up against Rhea a couple times, I'm like, she's a great wrestler, but she moves like a toddler, if that makes sense. Like, she moves even slower than the Samoans when they're in the ring. And normally they slow things down, but she wanted it like And then the pace of the match, like when they tried to get changed, the transition was off, and I was like, I like, if she learns to move a little faster, we'll have something here. But we couldn't get it together. But she's great, and I love her. And when I first saw who she was with Aaliyah as a tag team champion. Then she was with, I think she was with Liv the entire time after that as tag team champion. And I loved it because I'm like, she's the calm and she's the crazy. So it worked well together. And their gear was cute. Okay. I just played with my son on Saturday. We did a tag match. We did NXT background. But I had them up against each other because I wanted to get people that had like similar ratings. So I had Michin and Raquel versus Liv and Tamina because they had the same ratings on each side. Same ratings on each side, so it evened out. But Michin and Raquel ended up winning. Yeah, so it ended up, and then Io and Lash got into it. I can't wait to see their match tomorrow. It's going to be very, very interesting. Then they showed Trick, and it was like, yeah, and he showed, and I said, wherever Lash goes, he's going to support her, and I love that. Then he tweeted, Philly is cold. It's the only place I have a shirt on. And I said, I ain't never paid that no attention. Even though I saw he had a turtleneck, it didn't process in my mind that, he got a shirt on. It was like, he ain't got no shirt on. And people are, you need to have a shirt on. I'm like, listen, when you get 50 or 60 or 70 and your body gets older and your skin starts sagging or stuff like that, and you don't look the same you did in your 20s, you're going to appreciate them pictures where you could show all your curves if you're a female. And I ain't say you gotta be naked. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be cute in like a one-piece, like zip-up outfit and show all your curves and be fully clothed. Whatever works for you, okay? Or you could like him in the ring with his gear on, like in the vest or the note, and have his shirt on. Like, you gonna appreciate, look back and be like, yo, if you married and got kids and grandkids, like, your papa used to be a boy, or your Mimi or your Mima or your Gaga or whatever you want to call her. I used to be it. They gonna be like, yeah, right, grandma. You show up, and they be like, dang, like, and then it just takes you back. You gonna need those. Even if you don't have like the curves you want, or the 6-pack, this is random for somebody. Show yourself off, okay? Love you. This is the only body you have. If you don't like it, you can always change it. Someone loves you. More than one person, I'm pretty sure, loves you just the way you are. Live your life, okay? If anything, in the past 4 years, artists have taught us to be confident. We've had people from Lizzo to daggone Sam Smith, to Megan Thee Stallion, to Demi Lovato, even people like Savannah Chrisley, who's like cute but conservative. She doesn't show off too much. Or like Taylor Swift or Beyonce, like ranges. And so I'm just saying all these names because it gives you a whole range of people that dress or shaped one way or another way. And it's like, they all love themselves. The key is confidence, okay? So, in the middle of them getting into it, then Raquel, Liv and Jakara get in Raquel and Lash's face. And while they get in each other's face, the music plays. So Liv's face is shocked. And Lash's face like, Told you. By the way, I love her move that she calls the Lash extension. That is the cutest name, okay? Like, now we got other names that got people's stuff in it. Like, we got Annihilator, has Nia in it, or Oblivion. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have, like, the Lash extension. That is so cute. And, like, jaded. But that Lash, like, that is the cutest thing. Okay? Like, I love names of moves that, or like the Frankensteiner. You know? Like, I love names of moves that have, like, a name or, like, is really, really tied to the persona. Because that's everything. Like, that is so cool. And I was like, huh. Like, it's a lot of names out there like the ones I named, but I'm like, that's a cute name. Okay? And a move to go with it. And when Rhea came out, the crowd got a little more loud, a little louder. And then, excuse me. And then she comes out, you know. She comes out, Raquel comes out and shows her. She headbutts Raquel. Raquel's like, and then them two get into it. And then she puts Raquel over the rope. And then Liv comes and goes after her. And then, like, Liv has his face. And she puts her in the jail. Dang, I just lost my heart. What's it called? The jailbreaker or something like that? I forgot what the submission move is called. Y'all, forgive me, I'm tired. And then she, I think she's about to put her in a riptide. And then Dom came out of nowhere. And I can't remember if Lillian had announced Dom or not. When Raquel and Liv had came out. And then she got him and put him in the move that she put Liv in. And then they got him up out of there. And I said, I want to see her put him in a riptide so bad. And then it went off. And I was like, if I was a crowd, I said outside of the matches, I probably feel a little lackluster too, because between the commentary and then the ring announcement, I feel like I'm watching something from the 80s. Like, I feel like we should progress. I feel like if absolutely and necessarily have to, you shouldn't go back. You should not go back. It'd be different if, like, a person took a hiatus and then came back, but don't go back and get this, especially if you're becoming such a huge phenomenon. And yes, you want to keep in mind the people that helped you guys get there. But if you become a huge phenomenon and you're trying to get stuff towards a certain audience and stuff like that, like, the moves you make is not a... And I'm just saying that only Joe, because he has one of those types of voices. Like, Joe has a calming voice, and his voice is so calming in a way that he could probably read like a certain type of book and if you listen to it, you could probably relax and fall asleep. Like, it's not that what he says is boring, because a lot of stuff he says is true, and some of the stuff actually is funny. It's just the voice he has. So, like, I don't not like him. It took me like 2 weeks to get used to him, though. I'm not even gonna hold you. So then, Seth and Bronson are still going at it. Adam turns red and was like, "That's enough." He's like, "I was gonna give you a match." She said, "I'm gonna put you versus you at Backlash." I'm not Backlash. See, that's how I know I'm tired. Crown Jewel. And his whole face was red, and I said, "Ooh, he mad." And then someone was like, "I think that's the maddest or reddest they've seen him be." And I was like, this is the most exciting match I'm looking forward to. Like, Nia versus Liv, like, I feel like now unless Tiff it's going to be Nia winning unless something happens and Tiff tries to cash in, or like, of course, Raquel tries to interfere, or Rhea comes out there. We know who's winning. Now, with Cody versus Gunther, my money's on Gunther. Sorry. I like Cody, but For me, people say what they want about Gunther, and I always say that he's a fundamentalist when it comes to wrestling. But that's not a bad thing. Because so was Tim Duncan in NBA, and that man got 3 rings. He's a Hall of Famer, and he has 3 rings, 1 in each decade, in the 90s, 2000s, and 2010. So, fundamentals, help. They win. My son's Capri Sun. I'm saying because he's such a fundamentalist, I don't see Cody winning that match at all. Okay? At all. And Gunther could win without Ludwig. Ludwig is there as a nice piece of insurance, but he really don't need him for real. That's why I was like, it's going to be a time where they got the alliance where they're just going to go their separate ways. And everybody don't have to turn heel. Just like when I said with Street Profits, like, if they were to break up, they don't need to go heel. They could just go their separate ways for now and get back to it. You know what I'm saying? But, yes, so, yeah, everyone doesn't need to go heel, but I feel like Gunther's going to win. If Cody wins, I'm going to be surprised. Also, if Gunther, I'm cold. If Cody's on the brink of winning, I feel like either Bloodline could attack him, which Solo probably could have the right to because he lost the last match that they had against each other, or The Rock could come in, which technically he's part of Bloodline, but we don't know which Bloodline he's a part of. So, if he had time and if he wanted to. And then, so I was like, that's my favorite match so far. That's going to be on the card. And I was like, now, unless they do these tag team title matches on the Crown Jewel, that's the only match I'm looking forward to is Bronson versus Seth. Like, nothing to me else is exciting on that, on there. Like, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Because I think they said Carmelo versus Andrade, round 7, and whoever wins gets another U.S. title shot again. So, we'll see. I don't see the feud between DIY, the friendly feud between DIY and Street Profits ending, only because of that pin. And after the match, I saw in there and it was like, who won? Who got pinned? Who got pinned? And the girls was like, y'all did, or it was a tie. It was on YouTube. So then LWO comes out and they fight American Made, and American Made looks like a revised version of American Gladiators. And after all of them fighting and beating each other up, Selena looked great. She went out there and I think attacked Ivy, and LWO ended up winning. So I think it's gonna be LWO versus New Day for the titles, which would be a good match. Like I can't wait to see that. And then the other one is, now I'm trying to reevaluate my life. It's DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns. So that's gonna be a good match too. I can't wait for that either. So then like not Damage Control, Judgment Day comes together, and they're all to, and I think Dom said something like, yeah, I could beat Gunther. Carlito starts laughing, and Raquel's like, what's up? Like, it was like, that's not funny. He was like, I could fix stuff. So he goes to Pierce and asks for Dom to have a match against Gunther. They're like, yeah, against a former, first you gotta fight a former heavyweight champion first, a world champion. So my thought, I said, it's either going to be Seth or Damien. And I was like, if that's the case, not unless, Judgement, they do what they do. He's not winning that match. So Damien goes up to, where he go up to? He goes up to Gunther, talks to him. Gunther's on edge because, and he was like, take it easy, which he needs that on the shirt. I like that. As soon as after he said take it easy, his New York accent came out real heavy, which I appreciate. Like, I appreciate, culture. Culture don't just mean from, like, people from, if you're black culture, if you're, like, Samoan, it also means where you're from. Like, I appreciate the New York culture. I appreciate, Atlanta culture, like, who you from. I'm like, that accent extra thick today. I don't know if it's because the Yankees is going to the World Series or what's happening, but it is extra thick. You hear me? So, he was like, after you get done, come back from Crown Jewel. Basically, me and you, I'm gonna have a problem with you. Like, we gonna run this back. And he was like, okay. That was it. And then, we had Bron versus Jay for the IC title. And he's like, is there any dogs out here? And that's like the only time Philly had said something. And that's after Jackie had interviewed him. So he goes out there, tries to redeem himself in the middle of the match. People are booing. So I'm like, is that like Jay trying to come out and convince him to be? So Solo comes out of the crowd. So people are like, what are your intentions? And he comes out with Jacob behind him. He goes, I'm here like to watch the match. He like, I bought 2 tickets. And had up 2 tickets. And I said, first of all, they're probably the same tickets that Charlotte held up or Bianca held up last year. Like, they're probably laminate. I was like, don't nobody really print out tickets for real. And if they do, or go to the, what's the name again? If they do, they print them out at home or show them on their phones. Like, this old. That's what I see every time. I'm like, people still go to the booth and get tickets like look like that? Because I don't. When I get mine online on Ticketmaster, I just have them send it to my email, and I don't put it in my wallet until the day up because I don't trust nothing technology-wise. Because somebody could hack into Google. I don't download it to my email, stuff like that, until after. Because somebody could hack into my Google, I'm SOL. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are weird, okay? They just be doing stuff all the time. I'm very, like, superstitious and cautious like that. Like, I don't trust nothing. I was talking to my mama about that earlier today. iRobot came out 20 years ago. We about to live it. They got driverless cars. We detect motion, but I'm like, it don't have the human interaction because, say, somebody old grandpa is crossing the street and the car don't detect it, and then they detect it, but it's too late. That person getting hit, like, a person would know that. So a driverless car is not going to know that. Like, and then for it to have AI technology and one day be like, no, nigga, like, we about to lock you in here. No, nope. Anyways, yeah, so he's like, he bought 2 tickets. He coming to see the show. He in the middle match. I'm like, so, then on the other side is Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. And they're just watching the show. So, Jay super kicks both of them. And, which causes Solo to be pissed. So, he goes around. Jay runs and goes around and tries to catch up to Bron. Solo super kicks him. No. I think Jacob super kick. Just Jacob or Solo super kick him? I think Jacob super kicks him. He's up on a match or something like that. This could be. I think I'm just saying this out of order if I'm not sure. Or I just remember Bronson going to spear Solo, or spear Jay. He ends up spearing Solo, and Jacob's eyes was like, And I said, oh, he inspired the wrong dude. So, then Jay runs around, and that's when he super kicks him in. Him and Bronson go head to head. And I said, this is one of the matches I want Jacob to have. Him versus Bron Breakker. And I was like, the werewolf versus the dog. It's gonna be Battle of the Beasts. I was like, that would be a great match. Cause I would love to see that. With Bron Breakker's speed and Jacob's power and agility, that match will set it off. That would be a PLE match. Okay. So then yeah, I think Uso tries to go for the spear and the Uso splash. Bronson has his legs up. Then he goes around, he gets super kicked. He gets laid on the table, and then when Jacob and Bron Breakker come face to face, he picks up, I think, Bron Breakker, and then like does that daily Samoan drop on the announcement table. He goes through the table. But then something happens where I think they end up in the ring or something like that. I can't remember because now my eyes are real heavy and it's 11 o'clock. So I'm like out of it right now. And I just know they was like, it's 23 miles per hour when he hit those ropes. And I was like, that's crazy. And he ends up spearing Jay and pinning him. And he gets IC title back. Couple reasons why I ain't mad at it. One, it was like it sets off the fire of Jay being pissed off at the Timu bloodline and coming back around eventually. That's one. Two, I'm not mad at it because Bron, just like with Jay's IC title, he also had that short. I was more mad at him and Cody not having a longer tag team title reign. Three, Bron Breakker's IC title reign was short. It was maybe 2 weeks. And I was like, well, how he lose? And I was like, Jay of all people. No shade. Love Jay. But I'm like, the way that Bronson and stuff could take a hit, I was like, I would expect him to lose to like, who else is on the roster? Somebody from like the Judgement Day. Maybe like a Finn Balor. Maybe like a Bron Breakker or Seth. A Sheamus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about move set wise. Like it's a couple other people. Dragging off if he wasn't injured. Maybe Dragon Lee, but I'm like, not Jay. So I wasn't really mad at it. And then yeah. So I'm like, he gets title back. He gets the reign that he's supposed to have the first time. And it brings Jay to having to deal with his family. I'm like, how you come over here telling me buy a ticket and you talking about I'm trying to help you? But the whole time you there, you cause chaos. Why are you trying to help? But you got your boys on the other side. And I get that because you want to see the ring from all sides. But I'm like, that could also be a setup. And then Adam had to come and kick the Tongans out. It was a mess. Like, it was good. And people ain't start getting loud until his match. So that's how you know you done made it. Because it was quiet the whole time. And I was like, I just can't wait for Friday. Because I know Jay probably coming here. If not, he gonna send a message. A promo message. And we gonna see him next Monday in no, because Friday they gonna be in Brooklyn. So he probably gonna be there. Like a dark match or something coming in. But I can't wait to see Damage Control versus Meta Girls tomorrow. And some other stuff ahead of Halloween Havoc. Hopefully this Halloween Havoc won't be boring. And they don't need hosts. Like every time we have a PLE now we got hosts. Like what is that about? The last couple hosts for the last couple PLEs we didn't need at all. Because other than them, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they get extra money for it, I'm all here for you making a coin. But like outside of that, like, didn't need hosts. Like the last one, they introduced everybody blood. They said hi. Then they was up in the VIP, and the reporter was asking the questions and not them. So, and then the one before that, Sexy Red, I think, was a host, and I'm like, I was like, she didn't need to host either because she did an introduction. They left and then came back and said something else and left, and I'm like, y'all pay enough for that? I was like, I'm not nobody famous. Y'all could have paid me for that. Shoot. It's me and my son. I need to buy a house to have security. Like, shoot, y'all could have paid me. But I'm about to get off here. Because it's 10:57. I'm exhausted. And I need to get some rest. Because I'm going to have to mask up and go to work like I did today. If not, I'm going to be at home, sleep. Yeah, make sure you take care of yourselves, stay masked up, and just don't be around a lot of people, because everything is going around today. Pneumonia, walking pneumonia, RSV, strep throat, flu, sinus infections, COVID, colds, upper respiratory infection. Like, just make sure you stay safe and wash your hands. Like, a lot of y'all be nasty and go to the bathroom, don't wash your hands when y'all leave out. You can tell y'all don't do that at your house. And the sad part is I've seen kids do that. And then the other sad part on top of that is a lot of kids will do that because they don't know no better. But it's a lot of parents that don't go in the bathroom with their child. And then the kid be like, I'm finished, and walk out. I'm like, pretty sure, especially if it's a little girl, she ain't wipe herself, nor did she wash her hands. And then talk about it's itchy down there and stuff like that. Like, do better, okay? It's 2024. Like, you can't be out here be germy and there's stuff going around. Then we'll have a new virus or something like that because y'all ain't want to take simple precautions like that. Like, please do better. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.